will develop a better future for them is the most important thing, more important than anything else. It should take precedence over anything else that is needed. And for me, growing up in Canada, having an opportunity to go to have education and to go to school to learn is a really big deal. And I try to take advantage of that as much as possible. And I want to offer that opportunity to other young students, the opportunity that I had.
So you shared this idea with that particular mother you met who sent the boy to school and the girl has to stay at home?
Yeah.
So how did she react?
She explained to me, I guess, that they needed support within the family, and that's also something that you have to understand and deal with, I guess. But she did understand that educating her children is really important, and it's a sacrifice that the other children have to make so that the one child can go to school. It's a sacrifice that the whole family has to take upon themselves. And hopefully, in the future, there can be ways that the other children can be educated within the family by supporting the family itself, so that the mother can send, the other children to school. Because, in the long run, not only her family will be supported well by having well-educated children, but the entire country of Ethiopia will be supported with well-educated youth. Yeah. So that's really important.
But again, coming back to this particular family you visited, was it a shock for you to hear that the girl out of the school?
Yeah, for me, I think that personally, I didn't really understand it because I thought maybe, the boy would be, I guess, better with the manual labor. And it was a shock for me because I hadn't experienced that before. I never understood how, I guess, a few children are not able to go to school, because I always had that opportunity. And I thought that every child in the family should have that opportunity. And I guess it's only when we explain and educate the family, as well as kind of shift the cultural and social economic ideology, is when we really offer opportunity to education.
I see lots of girls than, for example, 10 years ago. A lot more girls are going to school now.
Yeah, a lot of progress actually has been made. So many universities, schools, infrastructure has been built to support the children of Ethiopia, but the minority children, within the east and not really within the capital of Addis Ababa, but the underprivileged, underfunded children, I think that's really where the need still lies. And we have to really encourage the families and the children through education. We're educating them as well about education. So, I mean, it's really important to have a combination not only of infrastructure, of building schools and building spaces where children can learn, but educating them to go to school, to have the motivation and to have the drive to want to participate.
You're talking about girls coming from rural villages, from the peripheries. You think they don't have access to education as much as the Highlanders have? Is that, or?
I think really not only just access, but the drive and the motivation is really important, and understanding why it's important to receive education. Rather than work at home or support the family or, start their own family of their own. It's really important to educate them that all of these things
you need to put more resources into that. Why don't they have the drive, you think?
I think maybe because of, I guess, cultural or especially like economic pressure from the families and from, I guess, the communities. But it's really important to understand that all of these things can come later on in life. And right now it's most important to receive education so that they can make, I guess, the right choices for their future. It's most important to think about, I guess, their future. And then I guess from a certain age, they are able to go to university once they have that education and the tools, I guess, in their belt. They can pursue higher education, such as university, and develop a better future for themselves and for their country.
They can be on their own. That's what
Yeah.
you're saying. So you need to. Your idea basically is you need to get children into school early on. That is a must.
Yeah, to the families and to the parents, to the communities, it's really, really, really important to provide that access for the children, because once they have education, once they have an opportunity, I know that they have the potential. I know that they have the hard-working drive within them, really to pursue every opportunity that they receive. So as long as you provide the access and the education, I mean, from then on, they can take charge really of what they have. But to really support them when they are young and when they need support is the biggest issue. Yeah.
How far have you traveled inside Ethiopia? I mean, I know that you have been 5 or 6 times in the last 7 years.
I've been to Ethiopia about 4 times now, and I have traveled all over to very rural areas, just speaking to children and to families, and very well received. Many children and many people know now about the Pencil Project, and they were very excited and very supportive. So I'm so thankful of every help that I've received in Ethiopia.
I'm sure when you go into the hinterland, I'm sure you face people, kids or families saying, "Oh, this girl has some outlandish ideas that don't make sense here." Has that happened to you?
A little bit, and I understand. I understand why that would happen, or why there would be any
why do you think
resistance. Because I guess my view and my ideas are probably different because of the way I was raised and the way I grew up, and growing up in Canada, but also having an Ethiopian background, an Ethiopian origin. So for me, it's kind of like a marriage of the two, of growing up in Canada, but also having or feeling like I have a social responsibility to help children in Ethiopia. And because I've had the insight that I did in Canada, and because I had the opportunity to an education, that's my motivation to want to provide the same opportunity to children here in Ethiopia, because I've had that background and because I've, experienced that really. That's my reasoning for it.
You don't seem to run out of ideas in a very your age. I mean, off camera, you told me that you were planning to kind of ship books to universities.
Yes, yeah. That's another idea that I have.
You're in 9th grade.
Yeah.
And you're thinking about supplying, books to universities.
Another, when I came to Ethiopia last year, one of the things that I spoke to many people about was, what can I really do from here? I need to know from you, what can I do within education? Really, what can I provide? Because for me, I'm in Canada most of the year, so to be able to talk to people in Ethiopia about the needs of young people, for me is a really big opportunity, because then I can better understand what I need to do in Canada. And so one of the ideas that came about was, providing scientific research books to rural universities, to universities that have been established within the recent years, that need the support and that need the help of the resources. And I think that this is also as important as educating children when they are really young, around my age or younger, within this time frame. It's also important to educate the university students, because it's a completion of the whole package, right? You can't just educate children from when they are young, because if they stop their education after high school or before they enter high school, they will not be have enough education, or they won't be as well-rounded as they need to be.
So where do you stand today? I mean, you have some books to ship.
Mm-hmm. I have collected research books in Canada, and hopefully throughout the year I'll be able to, bring them to Ethiopia and distribute them. And I hope to continue with this initiative as well as the Pencil Project and educating families and children about going to school.
You visited the Grand Renaissance Dome.
Yes, that's another big project, yeah. I fundraised about $1,000 US dollars for the Renaissance Dam last year and made a speech at the Hilton Addis Ababa.
Who put money into that thing?
My community. It was a fund based for a project in Ethiopia that would help children. And I believe that this dam will help children. So that's why we decided to, put this together for a donation. And I had the opportunity to visit the Grand Renaissance Dam this past week. I'm very grateful to the chief engineer, Engineer Semenyo, who took time out of his schedule to take me to the Grand Renaissance Dam. And we stayed there about 2 days, and I was able to see it in the evening as well as in the morning. And again, I was well received, and I saw how dedicated and hardworking the people really are.
It's interesting. $1,000. I mean that's quite an amount for you. Mm-hmm. But looking at the big dam mm-hmm. and the amount of money that would go into it in the years ahead, it's just a drop in the ocean.
Yeah. I understand that. The donation that we have collected was probably minute, but I have faith that other Ethiopians and other diaspora will continue, what we have started. We've started a small drop in the ocean, as you have said, but I'm confident that other Ethiopians will support the rest of the journey as well.
A few years down the line, would you still be coming up with new project ideas?
I hope to focus on my vision of education. I don't think I will stray from that vision because I believe that knowledge and educating young people equals to a strengthened nation. And I also believe that through education, so many more opportunities are opened for young people. So I definitely will follow through on my promise. I really, really want to try and help provide the opportunity that I've been given. I feel like it's my social, responsibility to the children of Ethiopia. So I will definitely be following up in the future.
Are there kids from your school who would want to join you in one of your annual trips to Ethiopia?
Yeah, one of the things, issues that I've witnessed abroad is that many young Ethiopian children, living in Canada or living abroad, really need to be more informed and know more about their culture, their history, more about where they come from, Ethiopia, their origin. And I'm so grateful to Canada. I'm so grateful for the opportunities that I've received by living there and by being born there and growing up there. But I will never forget where I come from, my roots and my culture and my history. So hopefully if I can, offer that opportunity to other children and even Canadian children. I want more people to be informed and to see with their own eyes the history and the beautiful, rich diversity that we have beyond, the distorted image that most people are used to. I want them to understand that Ethiopia is beautiful place and filled with beautiful people.
Well, Hannah, thank you for the great work and thank you for joining me on the show. Thank you very much and good luck.
Thank you so much. Thank you.